Hi you guys, this is Jamie with Whatever's Clever Boutique, and we are back for day 9 of my 12 days of winter inspiration tutorials. And today I have this gorgeous winter wonderland tumbler created with a whole bunch of different products. I am so excited to show you guys. I will have everything that I used listed and linked down in the description box below, as well as some discount codes. So let's go ahead and get started. Today we're going to use a bunch of KSRESIN Creation glitters. So we have Morocco, graham cracker, ice skates, icicle, whimsy, and enchanted. And some of these are even from the mystery box that she just sent out this last month. So today we're going to also use this decal from Gracefully Created, and the colors go perfectly with this. So I went ahead and spray painted the top portion of my tumbler blue because that'll work with the purple and the blue color of the glitter. And then I sprayed the bottom with a gold and it ended up being silver. So I don't know if I need to take it back to Lowe's or what happened there, but it worked just fine with the glitter that we had. So I'm just going to slowly ombre these colors together. I start with the gold, and then I transition over to that purple glitter, and then I transition over to the blue. So the blue is going to be at the top of our tumbler. And as you can see here, I do have a really light coat of glitter that I'm applying to the tumbler right now, as this is just laying the foundation for where our glitters are going to go. So now that I have that foundation laid, I'm going to go back in with a little heavier hand in my glitter and start to blend those colors together. And once we get all those chunky glitters laid, we're going to tap our tumbler off really well to be sure any of that excess loose chunk is off of our tumbler before we go in with our fine glitters. So I'm going to start with that icicle on the top of my tumbler and blend that in with enchanted and then the graham cracker. And here's where your blending is really going to take effect once that fine glitter gets into all those little nooks and crannies and really works its magic. I'm going to go ahead and keep going back and forth with those glitters until it is to my liking. And then because we did use a chunky glitter, we're going to go ahead and really tap off all of that excess and then wrap our tumbler up in some parchment paper to flatten down any of those chunky pieces that are really going to make epoxying a chore. So flattening all that glitter down makes epoxying a complete breeze when using these chunky glitters. So now we're going to go in with 2 coats of our favorite epoxy. I use KSRESIN Liquidy Split Ultra UV Epoxy, and then our tumbler is ready for its decal. And again, I'm going to use this gorgeous decal from Gracefully Created. So we're going to go ahead and just cut out that blue-backed scene there, as well as the evergreen tree that's on the other corner. We're going to go ahead and use our hinge method with our decal. So I'm just going to cut off a little bit of that backing, and then I'm going to be sure here that my decal is lined up exactly where I want it. once the decal is to our liking, I'm going to go ahead and press that out with my squeegee tool to lay it all flat and make sure there's no air bubbles. Then I'm going to go ahead and flip my tumbler around, and we are going to put that tree centered so that there is the same amount of space on either side between the tree and our little cabin decal. Once we get that all laid down, we're going to go in with these little mini clear on white snowflakes from B&B Glitter. And I'm just going to cut some of those out and apply them sporadically to the top portion of our tumbler. Next, we're going to go ahead and go in with this glitter snow that I got off of Amazon, and this stuff is so awesome. I used it on a beach tumbler this last summer. I believe it's Sandy's Organized Chaos use it and instantly fell in love with it. So I'm going to go ahead and use this to create snow, if you will. So I'll just kind of let you watch here. I just take my paintbrush and I don't pull with this method. As you can see there, I tried to pull and instantly realized I did not like that look, so I went ahead and just tapped the brush on the tumbler to create that fluffy snow look. And once we get all of our faux snow applied to the tumbler, we're going to go ahead and go in with one coat of epoxy to seal all of that stuff in before we go ahead and go in with these little tree silhouettes that I found on Creative Fabrica, I don't know how you say it. But I go ahead and I just cut these apart. It is a little bit of an inconvenient SVG in that if you don't plan to lay the whole thing down at one time, you do have to cut the branches apart. But I already had it cut, so I went ahead and just took the time to cut it apart and use it as is. So I'm just going to apply those throughout the tumbler. And we do have some texture here, but because this is black vinyl, I knew it would cover really well once the epoxy goes on, and you won't see any of the bumps underneath. Now, initially I planned to leave the tumbler just like this, but then I saw this SVG that Made by Manny and Mal had on her digital collective, and it says walking in a winter wonderland, but I had just a little bit of space on top, so I took that walking and then in a out of the SVG and just cut out the winter wonderland, and I layered it with a glittery green as the back layer, black as the middle layer, and then this holographic as the top layer. So now in our almost final coat of epoxy, we're gonna go ahead and add some chunky parabattai to our tumbler. So I'm gonna apply a thin coat of epoxy to the tumbler, and then I'm gonna take my gloved finger and apply that glittered epoxy sporadically throughout the tumbler to give it even more depth and dimension. And then after that coat cures, we're gonna go in with one more final coat of epoxy and our tumbler is done. I couldn't be more happy with how this tumbler turned out. I hope you guys loved this tutorial. You were able to gain some inspiration from it. I apologize, I'm losing my voice if I sound a little bit funny, but I wanted to get this out to you guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will have another tutorial for you guys tomorrow. Have a good rest of the day today.